2016 was a miserable year, a year of pain, suffering, hatred, loss, and stupidity. It's hard to look at 2016 positively, and this year's cinematic offerings didn't exactly help. Here are the worst of the worst. But first, the runner-ups. In random order, they are the tedious slog Inferno, Rob Zombie's mindless Gorefest 31, the painfully unfunny How to Be Single, the scare-free cyber horror movie Friend Request, the unintentionally hilarious Gods of Egypt, the insufferable Mother's Day, and Masterminds with its obnoxiously stupid characters. Allegiant was so bad, it killed the Divergent series, and Dirty Grandpa failed to disgust or even amuse me, and Cell was the worst adaptation of a Stephen King novel I've ever seen, and Incarnate was a cheap-looking derivative bore. The other side of the door was an unrelenting onslaught of jump scares combined with dumb characters, and Independence Day Resurgence was an empty, passionless cash grab. Next up, the aimless, eventless disappointments room, and Ice Age Collision Course was the final nail in the coffin for this series that desperately needs to die. And Zoolander 2 was a lazy, phoned-in sequel, and both Point Break and Cabin Fever were abysmal remakes with atrocious acting and even worse scripts. And finally, Suicide Squad. Look, I wanted to like this, but this movie is an absolute mess. A Guardians of the Galaxy wannabe with choppy editing and inconsistent tone, it chickens out on making its leads, who are meant to be villains, truly despicable, and the movie's actual villains are pathetic. Such a disappointment. And now, number 12, The Fifth Wave. A strong case for dumping the YA genre with appalling writing, a pathetic romance, and is devoid of originality. Number 11, Shut In. Shut In is a cliche-ridden bore that concludes with an unbelievably stupid plot twist. Number 10, London Has Fallen. The cartoonishly patriotic London Has Fallen is overflowing with embarrassing effects and cringeworthy dialogue. Number 9, The Darkness. A soul-crushing disappointment from the immensely talented director of Wolf Creek, The Darkness is a cliche-ridden, scareless slog. Number 8, Me Before You, a hideous, morally bankrupt disgrace with a twisted, ableist message at its centre, telling disabled people that their families would be so much happier if they all just went and died, so they would no longer be a burden on their families. I'm serious, that is the moral of this disgusting, pathetic abomination. Number 7, When the Bout Breaks. A poorly written Fatal Attraction knockoff, When the Bout Breaks is devoid of tension and scares, thanks to a truly pathetic script. Number 6, 50 Shades of Black and Meet the Blacks. This year we got two openly racist failed parodies, where the only joke seems to be, look, aren't black people weird? Lucky us.
You're such a stallion.
Number 5, Max Steel, a cheap-looking, poorly written embarrassment for all those involved, with abysmal performances and the most pathetic action set pieces of the year. Number 4, Norm of the North. Norm of the North is the worst animated movie I've ever seen, with an insultingly stupid script and atrocious animation. Number 3, Nine Lives. An embarrassing failed attempt to revive the human turned into an animal genre. Though, why would you want to revive it?
I hate cats.
That's what makes this so perfect.
Number 2, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. The most disappointing movie ever made, with a convoluted script, character motivations that don't make a lick of sense, horrific world building, and as bad a beat as a baby's funeral.
Oh shit.
Yes, Nine Lives is technically a worse movie, but as a fan of these characters, as someone who was hyped for this brand new cinematic universe, and as someone who genuinely enjoys Man of Steel, Batman v Superman hurt far more than Nine Lives ever could. Number 1, Vaxxed, overflowing with lies based on the absurd and disproven theories that vaccinations cause autism. Vaxxed is a dangerous movie, preying on the naive and the misinformed, putting the lives of their kids at risk. Not just that, it depicts autistic kids the same way the original Birth of a Nation depicted black people. Vaxxed, a movie that actively lies to its audience and puts the lives of innocent kids in danger, is easily the worst movie of 2016.